Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrew and I've been trading the foreign exchange markets for just over a year now, and I've decided to take a plunge into the YouTube scene to share tips and tricks from my own experience to hopefully aid you guys into becoming more profitable traders, or if you're not already a trader, if you're a new trader, hopefully give you some key info to help you get started. Alright, so today we're going to cover support and resistance zones. Now my first few videos are going to be covering the basics, as I said, just in case there are new traders on here who are looking for that information, and it's better for you to know the basics first before you go on to the more advanced stuff. All right, so we're going to touch on support and resistance zone, as I said. So what is support and resistance? Now, many people have different perceptions of how they would identify support and resistance, but how I would set out support and resistance zones are key areas where price has had a hard time breaking past or through a specific level, otherwise known as zones. Now I call them zones because price does not settle a specific price, it settles at a specific zone. Now while that's true, it's also not true. So price can set at a specific price, all right, and it might bounce off of that price. So I'm going to show you a few examples of levels and zones so you can sort of identify the difference between them. So when you do open up a chart, you'll say, okay, so that's a level or a zone. All right. Excuse me. So here's an example of a support level. Now, before we go into this, when mapping out a support and resistance level, you want to map out that level where price has had the most touches, all right, of that level. So what I mean by that is the more touches you get of a level, a bounce off. So as you can see on this support level here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Can't really count the fourth one as a touch. It didn't really touch, so we'll ignore the fourth one for now. So you can see we've had 3 touches to the left-hand side of this support level I've drawn out, which makes it a credible support level. All right, the more touches you get, the more credible that level is. So as I've said here, it's the most notable area of resting at the lowest level. Now, there are a few ways you can trade support levels, and you can, I'll probably do a video on that soon. But what you need to know first is how to draw it out and map it out. So you want to identify that level first, and then you want to add more confluences to maybe set up a trade if you're looking to trade, the bounce back or whatever. So as you can see from this fourth, well, it's not really a fourth touch, but for the purpose of this video, we'll say it's a fourth touch. So before this fourth touch, it was a credible support level, all right. And as you can see, just after this fourth touch, price broke through, and it's it's on its way. So as soon as price broke through this level here, it's no longer a credible support level, okay. And again, if you trade break and retests, you might want to, you might be following this pair after the break here, maybe looking for a retest at as now resistance. But like I said, I'll cover that in future videos because that's, it's an advanced sort of level. All right, now I'm going to show you an example of a resistance level. So it's exactly the same, guys. It's just support is, the market most notable area of resting at the lowest level. So resistance level is a most notable area of resting at the highest level, all right, during a period of time. So again, what we want to look for, we want to look for the most touches. So as you can see, we've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and 4 touches of this level. So we now know without looking at the rest of the market that this is a credible level of resistance. Okay, it's literally as simple as that, guys. All right. And obviously you can see after the fourth touch, price broke through this level. It's now no longer a credible level of resistance. However, if you were to draw a zone there, you would probably cover that and it would still be a resistance zone. However, we'll just focus on levels for now. So you can see we've got 4 touches of that resistance level. Again, if you wanted to trade maybe the breakout or the bounce off, it's completely up to you. It's the way you trade. But yeah, that covers levels, and it shows you how price can sit on a specific price, and you can call that a credible level of resistance. So why do traders identify support and resistance as zones? So as I've touched on before, sometimes support and resistance will be forming around a specific zone. So maybe it won't set on a specific price. It will sit around that price, if that makes sense. And I'll show you some examples in a second. So a very key point here is remember that the market won't always repeat the same structures over and over again, as the ones I've just shown you. So, these setups here might not always occur. Yeah. And I'll show you why zones will come in handy if you want to, still map out a credible level of support and resistance. So here's an example of a resistance zone right here. So you can quite clearly see this is a level of resistance where prices sat around that 0.95 95,000 level, 95,000 level. What am I having a brain fart here? So sitting around that 0.95 thousand level with 0.954 level. Yeah, but that is the resistance zone there. So what we do is we map out a, you can use TradingView, it's free. It's got a little rectangle feature, is what I like to use, and you literally just map out and cover that resistance zone with a rectangle. Now, yes, you could use a level here where you just draw a horizontal line at the top of this candlestick here. However, you wouldn't have another touch along that level, would you? And remember, the more touches you have, the more credible that level is. Sorry, the zone is. So as you can see in this zone, we've had multiple revisits to that zone. All right. However, it is not broken through. Obviously, yes, you got two candles here that did push through it. However, the candles closed below that level. All right, it didn't push through it, so it's still a credible resistance level. Okay, sorry, a resistance zone. So that is why zones are very important. And if price is sitting around a specific level, you can use a zone to map out that resistance. All right. Now we're going to go on to an example of a support zone. So you can quite clearly see same sort of setup here. And look, we've got multiple touches again. We've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches. Now, again, price is sat in this zone very comfortably, all right, but hasn't pushed through. So that means it is a nice resting level for price. However, as you can see, the first touch we had is a little bit higher than the third touch. However, it's still the same zone. All right, if you were to map out a zone here, it's in the same zone. All right, it's still a support zone. All right. If you were to set out a just a level here on the first, you see the first touch we have. If you were to set a a horizontal line at the bottom of that red candle there, your line would go straight through 3 and 4. All right, which makes it not a very credible support level for you. However, once you draw a zone, you cover 3 and 4, and even number 5 at the end here, before the break, you cover all of that, and it's a nice resting level for price, and you can use it as a support zone. All right, and once again, you can see price broke out of this zone, which makes it now no longer a support zone. All right, it's not credible anymore because it's been broken through. All right. So based on that, the key things to know is price won't always sit at a specific price when mapping out a resting level. All right. So use levels or zones to map out support and resistance according to which method fits your trading plan and strategy. Now we'll touch on trading plans and also strategies in future videos, but remember that because it's a very key point there. And obviously, the last one, the more touches of a zone or a level, the more credible your support and resistance level or zone is. All right. So, guys, I hope you found that useful in terms of, applying it to your own trading strategy. Or, if you're a new trader, I hope you now know what support and resistance is. And what I'll do is, after each video, if you've got any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll answer. Well, I'll answer every question I can. And if you found this useful, if you used it in your own, your own trades, this week or next week, let me know. I'll love to hear that. And as always, guys, have a great week. And if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would really help me out. Thank you very much, guys. Take it easy.